What if I told you this new Bugatti isn't just faster or more expensive, but could be the last of its kind? The 2026 Bugatti Chiron isn't chasing records the way you'd expect. Instead, it's making a bold statement about beauty, engineering, and what a hypercar should feel like in a world racing toward electrification. On paper, the numbers are insane, but the real story is why Bugatti built it this way, and what they might be giving up in the process. So is this the ultimate Chiron? Or a beautiful goodbye? Let's find out. The Bugatti Chiron has always represented the absolute edge of what a road-legal car can be. When it first arrived, it didn't just replace the Veyron, it reset expectations for speed, luxury, and engineering. Now, in 2026, Bugatti is doing something much more interesting than simply chasing higher top speeds. This new Chiron arrives at a moment when the hypercar world is shifting fast, with brands moving toward electrification and digital-heavy performance. Bugatti, now under a new era of leadership and direction, is positioning this Chiron as a statement piece, aimed at elite buyers who want rarity, craftsmanship, and emotional value as much as raw performance. It's designed for collectors, enthusiasts, and buyers who see cars as rolling art, not just numbers on a spec sheet. From the outside, it looks instantly recognizable, yet subtly evolved, cleaner lines, sharper details, and a presence that demands attention even at a standstill. Inside, the focus feels more personal and driver-centered, blending timeless luxury with just enough modern technology. But here's the big question: does this 2026 Chiron still justify its legendary status in today's changing automotive world? That's what we're about to break down, starting with what you notice the moment you see it up close. Now this is where the 2026 Bugatti Chiron really starts to flex, and also raise a few eyebrows. Let's start with performance, because with Bugatti, that's always the headline. Under the hood sits a refined version of the legendary quad-turbo W16, still delivering well over 1,500 horsepower. That number alone sounds wild, but what's more shocking is how the power is delivered. It's not violent or chaotic. It's smooth, controlled, almost effortless. Imagine gently pressing the throttle at highway speed and feeling the world stretch backward like you just fast-forwarded reality. 0 to 60 happens in well under 3 seconds, but Bugatti doesn't obsess over drag race bragging anymore. Instead, the focus is on high-speed stability and confidence, something you feel when the car stays completely planted even at speeds most cars aren't designed to survive. Visually, the 2026 Chiron is familiar, yet clearly evolved. The body looks tighter and cleaner, with sharper lighting elements, a lower stance, and subtle aerodynamic tweaks that don't scream race car, but quietly work overtime. The rear design in particular feels more aggressive, especially when that signature light bar comes alive at night. Park this thing anywhere, and people stop scrolling real life. Inside, Bugatti keeps doing what most brands can't. The cabin isn't cluttered with giant screens or gimmicks. Instead, you get handcrafted leather, metal controls that feel solid in your hand, and a cockpit that puts the driver front and center. There is modern tech, navigation, performance data, connectivity, but it's kept tasteful. This isn't a smartphone on wheels. It's a luxury machine that just happens to break physics. That said, not everything is perfect. The Chiron is massive, and you feel that in tight spaces. Visibility is decent for a hypercar, but city driving isn't exactly stress-free. Fuel economy. Let's just say if you're worried about gas prices, this car is not for you. And while the ride is surprisingly comfortable at cruising speeds, rough roads still remind you that this is a very serious performance machine. One of the most interesting parts is how Bugatti positions this car emotionally. This Chiron feels less like a track weapon and more like a grand finale, something meant to be driven, collected, and remembered. In a world rushing toward hybrid systems and electric motors, Bugatti is clearly holding on to something old school here. And that raises a big question. Because once you hear the rumored price, And once you see what newer hybrid hypercars are offering, you start wondering, does emotion matter more than evolution? Or is Bugatti betting that this exact formula is what buyers want right now?